Hi, welcome to Open Lotus Wisdom. My name is Johnny and I read cards. These are not tarot cards. These are something that are much more literal. They're their own system. They're much more grounded, in my humble opinion, and they're very practical for everyday life. So today we're going to look at general guidance. Let's go over and see what the cards have to say today. We're going to select our focus. Everybody put their attention on just some general guidance for us today. Deep breath. Okay, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger for you. See how much. Oh, too much. Okay. So here we go for general guidance. We have the dog in past. That's your past. Moon in past influence. Present is the bear. Rider is present influence. The key for future. Tree for future influence. And the outcome with the fox. Okay. Looking at the dog represents a friendship, perhaps a trusted connection, a supportive person that could play an important role shaping whatever the path was behind you. You may also have approached an earlier situation through being loyal or cooperative. Sort of like kind of keeping the peace. The moon, the beautiful moon, that represents a invitation, proposition, a new idea. It could be a opportunity that you carried forward from a earlier time. Anyway, it adds a very nice positive tone. It can suggest recognition, encouragement. It's just a overall beautiful card. So when we look at the dog and moon together, really what you've got there is support and opportunity. So was it a friendship or connection that may have opened the door to an invitation or an idea, a proposal? That moon is the positive influence, and the dog is suggesting that support was meaningful and may have brought a lot of encouragement or could have brought you recognition for what you were doing. Let's look at the bear. The bear, that is really something substantial. And it carries a lot of weight with it, right? A bear. And it's asking you for confidence, to be firm, and your willingness to take your strength seriously. You know, sometimes we don't really ever pat ourselves on the back, right? But sometimes when things feel really large, uh, we need something large and with a lot of strength to support us. The bear is next to the rider, this beautiful rider, which is movement. Movement's coming. It could be news or a fast development, but it's moving. So even if the news isn't what you really expected, it'll help to move things forward. Looking at that bear and that rider together, it's flat out the present, which we're in now. The bear and rider are the present influence. They contain the weight and the movement. So the bear could be representing a matter that is important and calls for strength, and the rider is what's bringing the news or the activity to push that forward. Something like that would typically, it may feel powerful, urgent in that communication, and very significant. I don't want to leave that off. Very significant. But the central message with these two cards are to meet any situation that you're in with confidence. The key is your future. Look at that, the key. That is a solution, an opening that becomes available. Something perhaps that felt difficult to understand may become clear. You have eliminated the uncertainty. The tree next to the key right here, that points to the steady growth, an outcome that develops through your patience and your sound judgment. So this key and tree together is really supportive, and it leans toward making progress toward the important goal. Now, a lot of people look at the fox and they go, uh-oh, and the fox is in the outcome. It's probably telling you with this reading to use discernment, because it doesn't automatically mean someone is deceiving you, although that is one of the meanings with that card. But it's basically just warning you to, watch out for things like, don't take it at face value. You yourself may need to be clever and use measured responses rather than just going with blind trust. When we take the whole future here, we've got three cards, basically: the key, the tree, and the fox. And the future begins positively. And the key suggests that there is a way forward, and it becomes visible. The tree, that is your solution that will support your growth, genuine growth. So together, they indicate that your careful choices lead to something much stronger, more stable, like that tree, and then it will be ultimately worthwhile. That fox that we were talking about, it qualifies a very promising direction. Just remember, the solution may be real, but you've got to still examine all the details. Looking at conditions, mixed signals, those are always fun. Missing information, or something that needs to be refined. And that fox could also be related to you using your wisdom. And in that, you may want to consider keeping part or perhaps all of your plan private until you've done all that verification. And always remain observant. A lot of communication done through observation. Okay. When we look at all these cards here, for this is general guidance, we've got that central theme going that is strong. We have deliberate movement. There's a lot of support earlier, either by someone or an invitation. And now something important is ready to move in. That's that bear and rider. It's saying, hey, soon you're going to get some news, and that opportunity is going to arrive. The key in the tree, that's very supportive. That means, solutions, steady progress. Basically, what you're looking at here is the main challenge, that fox, that outcome, is to be, you got to look at things a little bit more cunning, I think was the word I used before. So look beyond someone's charm. Watch when you have feelings of urgency. Take a moment and breathe. And then the infamous, impressive promises that usually aren't real. If it's too good to be true, it's, well, When you use that key properly, it's going to unlock the situation for you. So you want to verify the facts and make sure you're choosing what can grow over time. It's always essential, and when I see readings like this, is to really use your judgment and observation of things. I'll leave you with something to reflect upon. I like to do reflections after a reading. Let me get back on camera here. There we go. So here's a question that you can ponder as this future unfolds for you. What opportunity or message in your life deserves both confident response and a closer look at those details? Got to watch those details. Whatever you do, always remember to be kind to yourself with gratitude. And if this reading meant something to you, subscribing helps, or share it with someone who you think might need it today. Thank you for joining me at Open Lotus Wisdom, and I will see you at the next reading. Take care.